Hello, it's Colette and welcome to my channel. This is your weekly tarot card for the week commencing Monday, the 12th of December 2016. And it's the Three of Swords. Not such a good card this week. So what we're going to do is use it as a warning. Okay, Three of Swords, you can see it's not very nice. There's a wee man there and there's a huge big locked door in front of him and his head's down and he just doesn't know if he can get through it. And it says sorrow on it. So I'll explain it, but we put it down. It's not a good card in the tarot deck, particularly if it's, behind you and what it can precede sorrow, heartbreak, and things just not going according to plan. But in a general spread, we tend to see it as a warning of things that could go wrong, that could be blocked, that could be sad for you, that could in some way bring your energy down. Now, last week we had the Ace of Swords, full of action, another swords card, but a kind of more negative one. So generally, what does it mean? It means there could be a wee bit of sadness this week. It means that you could be looking back. I mean, this takes us to the week kind of before Christmas, up to that starting. This is a time of memories. It's a time where we sometimes have sad memories from the past, or we feel, oh, I wish someone was here. It's a time maybe as a mum, you could be at your child's kind of nativity play or at their show at the school, and you could be sitting thinking, oh, I wish my dad were here to see this, or I wish my mum were here to see this, or even thinking back to times when maybe you were within a partnership and now you're not, and it's one of those kind of very emotional cards that can bring up an awful lot of the depths of sadness, the depths of not so much worry, but just, oh damn, oh dear. So be aware of that. If you've anything in the week ahead that involves, could bring in memories of people you've lost, memories of situations that you've lost, memories of a way of life that you've lost. Be prepared for it. Now, there is a slightly positive way of looking at this, because this is a card that recognises that sometimes we hit a brick wall and that we can't go any further and we have to let go of things. So you might find that there's a sadness around about certain things this week, but in knowing them, it's, well, if that's not serving me well, and if that's so negative, and if that's causing me sadness and sorrow, maybe I should let it go. And a lot of people will be making decisions like that, maybe about relationships, friendships, work, and even old patterns that are not serving them well. So generally, it's a negative card that can be very negative, but also can be a good warning for what you need to leave behind and leave heartache behind. Again, maybe you've been grieving, and the grieving is getting to a stage where you're not moving forward in a way that you would want to. And this is maybe a time to acknowledge the grief, not overcome it. I've actually done a video on bereavement, so and where I'm saying that whatever way you grieve is your own way, don't hurry it up. But this is a card that kind of can indicate that maybe you have allowed it to drag on to a stage that it's not actually doing you any good, or even the person in spirit any good. So please think of that if there's a grief from the past that you're very much holding on to, because believe me, you will get memories this week, and the memories might be to say, let's stop thinking of the sad times and start looking at the happy times. Okay, so if we look at it in career, again, you could say, I've hit a bit wall with this isn't working with me, so what do I do next? I've banged my head off this wall, I've tried to open doors and it's just not happening, so maybe I need to let it go and look in another direction, or even take a step back the way, so you're not so close to the brick wall, so that you can see the bigger picture. And remember, this is a thought card. It's about mental aspects, so it's not so much about the heavy emotions, it's the heavy mental aspects that can come with grief, with being blocked, all those things. But with career, sometimes we need to hit a brick wall before we'll do something about it. And that's really the way that you could use this card in the week ahead. If we look at it in health, again, very similar. Some people might get disturbing news this week and will have to then think, well, how do I get through this? How do I make it into something that I can get round a brick wall, or I can maybe help myself? So don't be fearful of maybe having negative results or going to the doctor over something that you think's not right. Yes, there might be a wee bit of a fright coming, but that fright will allow you to address the situation mentally and then take action and move on from it. If we look at kind of lovers and relationships, again, very similar. You will be forced to look at what's causing you sadness within any relationships that are maybe not working or past their sell-by date. And some people, that can be, sometimes the busiest time for me is when I come back after New Year, because so many people have had the worst Christmases ever within a partnership or within a sort of family situation that's no longer working. And that they're desperately wanting to say, can you tell me how this will go and what sort of options are there? And a lot of the time it's the energy that comes from this card that force that. So remember, anything that pops up over this weekend, the festive season ahead, that feels, this isn't right, this isn't working, address it and be prepared to go forward with your intellect rather than your heart, because we always say the heart will serve you well, but some situations the heart will keep us somewhere that really we should have left a long time ago. And I know that will make sense for a lot of people out there. It makes sense in everybody's life at one point, myself included. So with relationships, there's a background energy of seeing what's not working and letting it go. But out of that can come great strength and can strengthen relationships, particularly if the sorrow is maybe from in-laws or family situations, and it's not actually about the couple themselves. In that situation, the couple can maybe cut ties with certain people, decide not to do this, that, and the next thing, and there we go. In certain family situations this week, it will be a mum getting told that kids aren't doing Christmas dinner with them, and it will be like, oh, that's a part of this sort of sadness of, oh, where's my normality gone, or the kids are growing up, and all those sorts of emotions. Money, be careful or you'll hit a brick wall. You literally could have been spending on Christmas, still got things to get, but realise that you've run out of finances. Well, in that situation, just stop. There's no way around it. Stop. Not credit cards, not nothing like that. You just have to stop and accept the sadness that you might not be able to give this huge present to someone, but you may be able to give them your time. You may be able to give them a gift that you can make. Please, this can be a warning to stop in your tracks and just, be a wee bit sad that you would have loved to give someone that X present, but you just can't, okay? So in general terms, it is a stop you in your tracks card. Yes, there can be sadness about the past. There can be thinking about sadness in the future. There can be a sense of knowing that you've come to the end of the line with something. So I would love it to be a happier card in the few weeks leading up to Christmas, but it's not. And I'm not going to pull another card. This is the one that came out. So work with it. If giving it now, you can realise that, yeah, okay, I know that that's a situation I'm in. How do I get round it? How do I work with maybe a wee bit of sadness it will give me, or even upsetting someone else? If that helps you, then I'm glad that I'm an honest reader, and this is the card that's out generally for the week ahead. For empaths out there, there might be something going on in the world where we are overwhelmed with say something that causes our psyche to think, oh, there's been a lot of horrors in the world, maybe an earthquake, maybe a tsunami, maybe all sorts of world energy things that we go, no, no. So if you are empathic or you are psychic this week, please refer to some of the videos that I've got about putting a magical cocoon around you, the ones about being empathic and top tips for empaths. All these videos that are already there will help you not be overwhelmed by the Three of Swords in the week ahead. So I hope you liked this video, even though you didn't like the card. Please subscribe to my channel and be ready for next week's tarot card, which literally will take us all the way over solstice and through Christmas and up to the 1st of January. It'll encapsulate all that time. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that one. And I hope it's a good card. But if it isn't, you'll get it as it is. Okay? So many blessings now. Be kind to yourself in the week ahead. But do acknowledge if there's something that's not right. Okay? Bye now.